starting in 1876, and undergoing a series of name changes. The U.S. Forest Service grew to protect and utilize millions of acres of forest on public land. Gifford Pinchot, an early advocate of scientific forestry, along with President Theodore Roosevelt and conservation organizations, led the effort to manage forest for the public good. History. In 1876, Congress created the Office of Special Agent in the Department of Agriculture to assess the state of the forests in the United States. Franklin B. Huff was appointed the head of the office. In 1881, the office was expanded into the newly formed Division of Forestry. The Forest Reserve Act of 1891 authorized withdrawing land from the public domain as forest reserves, managed by the Department of the Interior. In 1901, the Division of Forestry was renamed the Bureau of Forestry. The Transfer Act of 1905 transferred the management of forest reserves from the General Land Office of the Interior Department to the Bureau of Forestry, henceforth known as the U.S.Forest Service. Gifford Pinchot was the first chief forester of the U.S. Forest Service. In 1911, Congress passed the Weeks Act, authorizing the government to purchase private lands for stream flow protection, and to maintain the lands as national forests. This made it possible for the national forest system to expand into the eastern United States. Significant federal legislation affecting the Forest Service includes the Weeks Act of 1911, the Multiple-Use Sustained Yield Act of 1960, P.L. 86-517, the Wilderness Act, P.L. 88-577, the National Forest Management Act, P.L. 94-588, the National Environmental Policy Act, P.L. 91-190, the Cooperative Forestry Assistance Act, P.L. 95-313, and the Forest and Rangelands Renewable Resources Planning Act, P.L. 95-307. Timeline. 1876 – The Office of Special Agent for Forest Research is created in the Department of Agriculture to assess the state of the forests in the United States. 1881 – The Office of the Special Agent is expanded into the newly formed Division of Forestry. 1891 – The Forest Reserve Act of 1891 authorizes withdrawing land from the public domain as forest reserves, managed by the Department of the Interior. 1901 – The Division of Forestry is renamed the Bureau of Forestry. 1905 – The Transfer Act of 1905 transfers the management of forest reserves from the General Land Office to the Bureau of Forestry. The name of the agency changes to the Forest Service. 1905 to 1945 – National Forest Management focuses on protecting lands against overgrazing, controlling and combating fire, protecting fish and game, and providing public recreation. 1910 – The Great Fire of 1910. 1911 – The Weeks Act authorized the Secretary of Agriculture to purchase cut-over, denuded, and other forested lands for flood and fire control. This new authority led to the expansion of national forests in the eastern United States and the protection and restoration of millions of acres of land. 1922 – The General Land Exchange Act of 1922 authorized the Secretary of Interior to obtain title to privately owned land located within national forest boundaries. 1944 – The Forest Service begins a campaign stating only you can prevent forest fires, using a fire-injured bear as a symbol to be careful. Today, Smokey Bear is one of the most widely recognized icons in America. 1946 to 1960 National Forests experience increased demand on forest resources, especially timber and recreation. 1960 to 1980 In response to shifting public values, the Forest Service shifts focus to managing land as integrated systems, instead of individual resources. 1989 The Chief's New Perspectives initiative stresses ecosystem management and sustainability and is aimed to place timber management in line with other forest values including biodiversity, water quality, and recreation. 2001 The National Fire Plan is created to address the buildup of fuels caused by decades of fire suppression, climate change, and developments adjacent to forests. List of Forest Service chiefs. Sources